is Travel Today, the show where we'll be advising you on all your student travel and holiday needs. I'm Bethany and we'll be giving you the latest travel news and chatting to some students on their favourite holidays. But first up, here's our roaming reporter Thomas with his weekly check-in on the best places to travel.
Every week, we follow our expert location scout to a new part of the UK to find out where you can go to find the best holidays for the cheapest prices. Oh, here he is now. Not what you expected, huh? Well, anyway, let's find out where Thomas has been this week. Here we are in Poole, Dorset. It's a little warmer than the South Pole, but the harbour is a great place to put your flippers up and enjoy some lovely fish and chips. Not to mention, it doubles as a construction site of one of the world's leading yacht companies, with some spectacular boats on display. The Old Lifeboat Museum is a very important part of the town's history and a popular spot for tourists. Once it was the jewel in the harbour's crown, providing round-the-clock assistance for those in trouble at sea. Now it serves as a memorial to the hugely important work the lifeboats do on a daily basis. The High Street is a great place to chill out with your family and check out all the weird and wonderful shops, from a store that sells nothing but China dolls to a used record and science fiction memorabilia dealer. Not to mention, you can find some fantastic places to eat. Hey, maybe Thomas will find some sushi to enjoy. Dolphin Centre is the crowning jewel of Poole Town Centre. It's a great place to go shopping for the biggest brands or grab lunch with your family. Not to mention, it's right next to the bus and train stations, so Thomas and his family can come and go on their travels however they wish and whenever they please. I think it's fair to say that Thomas has enjoyed his day out in Poole. Join us next week to find out where he goes next.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Now we've seen where Thomas and his family have been. It's time to meet our first guest and talk to him about where they've been. Please welcome Josh. Hello Josh, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're absolutely welcome. Now, I understand you're here to talk about your travels and take us through these photographs.
Yeah, so the last 2 years I've spent working both summers in America.
Right.
So the first summer I worked at Camp America. So it was at Gwynn Valley Camp in North Carolina. I was a kayaking instructor and a lifeguard.
Yes.
So the program was it gave me discounts and everything like my flights and my insurance. So they took me out to America. And the first 2 weeks I spent receiving my training. So I was trained by the Red Cross to be a lifeguard. And then they brought in things like wilderness survival experts to teach us about, what happens if you get mauled by a bear and all that kind of stuff. And then the second year I worked in Orlando at the Hard Rock Hotel through a program called Yummy Jobs. And this was as a lifeguard. But this is much more of a sort of more serious lifeguard, working sort of poolside, really dealing with incidents on a much more regular basis. But the great part was that being a part of the Universal group meant I got free entry into the Universal parks.
Oh, wow.
I got discount on all the merchandise, I got loads of Harry Potter wands and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. And then being a Florida resident as well, it meant that I got discount on things like the Disney parks. And the great part was that with Camp America, it's much more structured and you're much more in a routine. You get fed 3 times a day, but you work 6 days a week with 1 day off.
But they look after that.
They look after you, and you're working with kids, so you have sort of got to be much more hands-on. With the Orlando lifeguarding, it's much more. You work 4 days a week. You get 3 days off.
Yeah.
You get paid a little bit more because you have more freedom. And rather than living on site, you're living in a separate hotel. So it's much more almost like a real job as opposed to this, which is more like a camp, working at camp. So
it's quite fun.
Yeah, it is really good fun. It's quite rewarding working with children. A lot of people sort of dread it, but I mean, I was working with 6 to 8 year olds, and
oh gosh,
you get nightmare kids, but at the same time, it is really good fun. You do love it.
I expect you do more sort of different activities with this one, don't you? So you
really
don't mind working.
Yeah, you do
that
camp
right?
outs, you do cookouts, you sing songs.
Wow, that's fun.
It's great fun.
Being back to being a kid yourself in some ways, aren't
no,
you?
definitely.
Yeah? So which one do you recommend out of them two, or are they both the same?
They're different. I mean, I would say that I preferred this one because it gave me more freedom to do a lot more things that I wanted to do and explore. But I have the fondest memories of Camp America. It was much more rewarding, and it's left me with the strongest sort of feeling, if that makes sense.
I suppose you brought memories to this little boy's lives as well.
Yeah. No, the kids write letters to you and everything, and that's quite a nice thing to have.
Great. So you recommend it?
Yeah, I recommend both of them for anyone who's looking to explore or travel a bit.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for coming. That's great. And of course, it is January, so now is the best time to start planning your summer getaways. Let's find out what happens when our team spread across campus to talk to the members of the public about their travel plans.
I went to Germany.
Spain.
I went to Cyprus.
Back home actually to Zimbabwe.
I went to Spain, Mallorca, my family.
I went to Corfu in Greece with my family in the summer.
Amsterdam.
Spain, Costa del Sol.
I went to Greece and Turkey.
Friends.
Varies for me. Friends and family.
Yeah, I do go with family. I have a sister as well who's in uni in the UK in Anglia Ruskin, so we go back home together,
Yeah, I've been down to Dublin with my friends a few times, and just been rented houses out around the country. Haven't been on a proper summer holiday yet with them.
I went on my first proper summer holiday with my friend earlier this year. We went to Rome.
Friends and family.
Family, always family, yeah.
Last time I went with my girlfriend, but this is the first time I've actually been away by myself.
Probably the one that I went with my parents in China.
Lanzarote with my family.
I went to America for 3 weeks a couple of years ago. That was really good.
Probably Portugal, 2 years ago.
I went to Greece. It was really hot.
Probably to Sorrento in Italy. Really nice old town, beaches, really nice.
Cyprus, because even though it's quite a small place and there's not a lot to do, it's just nice and relaxing. Beaches are lovely.
I used to go with travel agent, but nowadays I prefer to plan by myself.
It's just online, look up the best deals through that, and then just look for that, be it all in one package or separately.
I do it using a travel agent because it's easy. They just do the whole process for you and get the tickets for you and everything.
I think we usually just go with what's cheapest, so it's either online or maybe through a travel agent. It depends.
No, I do it myself.
Normally travel agent, or we tend to rent a flat out.
I do it myself. I like to make sure I've got everything how I would like it.
I might go to other countries in Europe.
I'm going to Barcelona in the summer.
I'm going to Amsterdam in January.
Yes, Amsterdam again.
Maybe 2019.
I would like to go travelling around Thailand, if it's possible.
I would go to America.
I'd like to try somewhere in Asia and go the other way, because I've been to America, been most of Europe, so I'd like to go sort of that direction.
Maybe to Paris, I'd say.
New Zealand. Just all around Asia, mostly New Zealand and Polynesian islands.
I'd love to go all around Europe, I think.
Or if I could go on my dream holiday, it'd probably be somewhere in the Caribbean.
Oh, the Maldives.
At the moment, Venice, because I haven't been and the rest of my family have, and it looks gorgeous. So Venice at the moment.
Exciting plans for the summer. Now, it's time to meet our second guest, here to give us a lowdown on the best places to go this summer and some top travel tips. Please welcome Ranan. Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
That's okay. You're here to tell us about your trips in Amsterdam, I hear.
To Amsterdam, yeah. So I've been one time only, last year. It was actually really good. I went in the summer.
Oh, nice.
And I'd say that's the best time to go as well. Even though it is a place to go all year round, definitely. Yeah, it's one of those places you can get flights for really cheap, and you can get a hostel for really cheap if you didn't want to go for a really nice stay, which you can also do as well. And there's the infamous like cafes and red light district, but there's also loads of like art museums and places like that. So it's
Yeah,
like an
it is.
all-round amazing city to go to.
Amazing. Yeah,
So,
I think when I went last time, that was like the Banksy Museum, and you've got
yeah.
so
You've got
much.
all of that, and then obviously you've got the bikes, Vondel Park.
Yeah,
Just a
you've got
lot
the
of like
bikes.
classic, iconic things that I
Yeah.
think are really, really good to like go and experience, especially because everyone there pretty much speaks English, so you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
them speaking Dutch
exactly.
to you.
So then you're all right.
Yeah,
What
so
kind
at
of-
an advantage. Like.
Yeah. What kind of time frame do you recommend going?
I'd say definitely try and go in the summer or in the spring when it's hot.
Mm.
But like if you want to go in the winter, it's just as nice. And I do plan to go and try and go in the snow at some point. So yeah, that would be good as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
so really anytime you want to go, just get out there, sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
then.
yeah.
That's great.
But,
Great tip for people just to get out there.
Yeah, literally just to
That's
go because
nice.
it's cheaper than you think, and when you're out there, you can spend a lot, but you don't have to. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just one of the places that you need to see before you die.
Amazing.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That's absolutely brilliant.
No worries.
And really great to know. Right. Now, it's time for the part of the show where to discuss the latest travel news. First up, our top travel. Travel agents up and down the country are anticipating the busiest weekend of the year for holiday this coming weekend. Chris Mottershead, the Chief Managing Director for leading travel agent Thomas Cook UK, stated, "We expect to take double the bookings of a normal weekend as holidaymakers move quickly to make sure they get their next dose of sunshine in the diary. That being said, now might be the perfect time to make plans and make the most of the deals available on the market in the early January period." And our final story, two parents from Hertfordshire have quit their jobs, sold everything they own and take their children out of school to pursue their lifelong dream of travelling the world. Their adventures have recently caught the attention of Instagram users, with their family account reaching over 100,000 followers. Chris, 35, states that his two daughters, aged 8 and 6, have learnt more on their travels than they would ever do in a classroom. That's the travel news for this week. Now, to everyone's favourite part of the show, this is Answers on a Postcard, the game where contestants will be given a statistic-based question and the player with the closest question wins. To play, the answers must be written, you guessed it, on a postcard. Now, Josh and Ronan, are you ready to play?
Yeah.
We are indeed.
Brilliant. Let's go with the first question. Can you give me the average cost of a single flight to New York's JFK airport in July? Got my answers here on a piece of paper. Are you ready?
Yes.
Reveal your answers to the camera.
780.
800.
800. Well, I can say that you are both incorrect. However, you are most closest. The average cost is in fact £400
What?
on average.
Wow.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Question number 2.
Well, that's great.
What is the capital city of New York? Oh no, of Brazil. And questions reveal when you're ready, as soon as you can.
I can't fit it on the paper. It's there.
Yeah, we've got Rio.
Rio de Janeiro.
Wow, well, I can reveal again that you are both incorrect again.
Oh, God.
The capital city is in fact Brasilia.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
that just seems.
Now,
Oh,
question
yeah.
number 3. Can you tell me the distance from London's Heathrow Airport to Amsterdam's airport? And reveal your answers.
1,051.
800 miles.
800 miles. I can reveal again, you are both incorrect. However, you, Josh, are slightly closer. The actual answer is 345.5 miles.
Way on there.
Yeah.
Well, today I think Josh is the winner of that round, although it could be slightly a draw. Well, thank you very much. Well, we have come to the end of our show. We've been all over the country, up and down Europe, and into the world at large. I've been Bethany Hayes, and this was Travel Today. Goodbye.